body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the begging for help, attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street and we will pulverize you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their... I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, it is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al Ghul. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers, and your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Rivasholians. Your parents and their parents.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then...
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology, and there are three categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it just won't make any sense.
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the... A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, where you know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotu...
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Gotvoldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru, in some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously. Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans, the other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagites are on the ascent. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brain, the latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite. Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer, in a suspect description.
Yes, to an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination. The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with Podar.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Simonese and the Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Too mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zarath-ridden potato carts. It is lit. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. a hereditary pris en condition passed from the Khoi to the Occidentals. But enough of Tibet mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures, lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. Only possible, the mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood. Then there is the Simino Koiki Kaimira. Are you sure you wish to know? That is understandable. Were there more Fortinet tips you needed to be educated about? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront Polik also. To serve is noble. It takes discipline. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere, above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate? Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory. What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting into this harbor.
I don't think anything about this. We are wasting our...
Your pedomorphic friend is right. You should leave here with your tail between your legs, contemplating race. Promising race pupil returns.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk.
chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. This is the end. All you feel is pain and weakness. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever...
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the wall. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was a security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinet. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and good. Yes?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They do right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side. Pity.
Let us work! Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I'll...
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his jaw.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook. We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is. Let's think of something else.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up.
Not bad advice, actually. This...
Let's talk about our right to work. No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
The unpromising race pupil returns. There is nothing funky about them. There are 3 categories. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
It has happened again. The Titan has you...
Another fit of criminal rage. Who?
The Vegas killings were the ones that really threw this son of a bitch into the spotlight. That's when the papers started calling him the party hard killer. 2 massacres in one night. He had the gall to stalk the streets with cops all around him, sectioning off the city. And he'd simply pick another spot to call his killing ground.
But you know, Mr. West, the city, this living, breathing organism doused in lights and scars, it can really bring feelings bubbling up to the surface for some people.
Is that so? Why a roof party then? It made no sense with his MO.
On the contrary, Mr. West, I'd suggest it made perfect sense, being so close to the sky, yet behaving like worms. Perhaps he felt that those people simply deserved to be back in the dirt, where they belonged.
idiot. Lucky these things are stainless. I'm really gonna bust if I don't take a piss immediately. Excuse me while I push my intros back in. That's gonna be sore tomorrow. I'm really gonna bust if I don't take a piss immediately. I gotta find more of that good stuff. Excuse me while I push my intros back in. I need to take a piss. Guess I'll have to find it myself now. Have a crotchety day. Shit. Stop or I'll shoot! Get down! Shwing. Wow, these things... Oh man, I gotta take a wicked leak. Just call me Ginsu. need to take a piss. Say, I'm pretty good at this.
Freeze! Stop! Stop!
Where you going, chum?
Shit. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Don't crowd, there's plenty for everyone. Shit.
perpendicular. Drop the weapon!
Right in the stomach. Have a nice day.
We're bringing this shit down!
I've really got to take a look. Hey, these things really don't need sharpening.